Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel today. I'm Kevin, and today we're back to our politics topic. So, our topic today is about one state but more than one nation. So, in our last debate, we already talked about what is the difference between a nation and a country. So, today we are going to talking on another topic that having the same as, okay, let's say having the same words, or you could say the same meanings, the same topic as the last, but it have some different points in the way we're going to discuss about the topic today. So today our topic will talk about more than one nation inside the state. In our last topic, you know that the state is a place physically, and a nation is something about culture, history, and the, let's say, language of the citizens live in the state that have the connection with the state. So today we are going to figure out what is the meanings of the word more than one nation in a state. So let's come straight into our topic. So often there is more than one nation within a single state. A single state. So it might seem a little bit weird for people who don't really know about the international world. But yeah, for example, the United Kingdom is a state itself, and that is had own the government, right? But inside the state, there are at least 4 different nations in UK that living together. So the nations are the Northern Ireland, Scotland, England, and Wales. And this is 4 nations that is living in just the United Kingdom. And that's what we call nation in state. So some people, as I said in our last debate, will sometimes or often go into mistake that the nation is the country. But it's not. The country is the physical place. For example, I live in a house. So the house could be called as a country for a group or a huge amount of people, or you could say the citizens. And the nation is the language, the history, and the culture, things that connect with the history of the place they're living. For examples, for smaller examples, I live in a house. So the house is the country in these examples, okay? And me and my family always stay up late to 12 o'clock every New Year. So that's our culture, and that's what make we a nation. When another people from our neighbor house come into our home, they are guests, and that means they also are citizens. They're also people, but they are not the citizens of our house because they are not a member of our family, and they don't have our culture. So they are also not in same nation as we does. That means they are in a different nation because they don't have, or they don't really have, the same culture. So that's how to define the nation when we are talking about country. So this is just a bonus part for people who don't watch the last video I have on my channel. Okay, so that's how the nation and the country connect with each other. So first we are going to talk about the nations inside the England. Inside the United Kingdom. So the first is Scottish. The Scottish nationalists think that Scotland should become a separate state, which means become an independent nation in the state and become another country. So that's what they mean. They want to become their own country, not depend on the United Kingdom government. And as for the Northern Ireland, Scotland and Wales have their own national parliament that run things such as health and education. But a central parliament makes decisions for the whole United Kingdom, which means that they are like the local government, which means the local government is the state, the nation government. They are going to control everything inside the nation of Scotland, Wales, and Ireland. But when it comes to something important, the whole United Kingdom Parliament will going to make out laws or some rules. and that all the state, or I mean all the nation have to follow the order of the state government. Okay, so that's for the Northern Ireland and the others. Now we are going to talk about one more part of the UK. That part is the place look like, I mean, it's place like Cornwall and some other state, I mean some other nation, okay, some other place are home to nationalists who want their region and their their village, their culture, their own group of people to be recognized as a nation too, which means those people are also a group of people who believe in some region, who live in some village, who have some kind of history, but they are not big enough and not really having enough things to be recognized as a nation. A nation needs to have 1,000 years, or at least few years, I mean fewer years than the number I say, but yeah, they still need a long time of history. They need to have a deep, complicated, and have a connection between every culture that they have. And also, they have to do, I mean, they have to use another kind of language too. So that's what people use to define a nation when it's not falling into some specific situation. So what is the specific situation is the things that I already said in the last week. So if you guys want to know, go on and check that video. So that for the part of the UK. Now we are get out of the UK examples and going to talking about some different situation. Now our examples will going to talk about a case, I mean a situation or the case, yeah, whatever, a case that a nations want to become a country, a state themselves. So we are using South Sudan as a real examples. So nationalists who want to form their own independent state as known as separatists, and there are separatist movements all over the world. In 2011, after the case of civil wars, people in southern Sudan got the chance to vote on becoming an independent country, independent state from the rest of Sudan, and then they finally become the South Sudan. Yeah, it might seem very simple, but the process is just not as simple as that. We are going to talk about the process more than the result. Okay, I already said the result. So now let's talk about the process that the South Sudan had become a separate country and become independent on Sudan. So the first step is the ballot paper. Look to like, I mean, they're going to give the citizens the ballot paper. This is a kind of paper like vote, and people will vote to become independent state or not. And then there is more than 50% that the citizens going to vote or say they want to become a new country, which means South Sudan we're talking here. Then the government and the citizens together will choose a capital city and a new flag and a national anthem were chosen. Okay, so they choose anthem, flag, and also like going to choose a capital too. So after all of them are choose, they going to try to make all the country around them, the state around them, or the nation around them, everybody around them, recognize them as an independent state, recognize South Sudan as a country itself. After all those steps, what did they got? They got the accept the permission from the citizens. So that means they have the permission inside. Then they got the new flag, got a capital, and got atom. That means they have their own specific point, which make them become easy to recognize from the others. And then they have the recognize of the other country, which means they have the permission, the recognize, and the acceptance from outside. After those steps, they have everything and they finally become an independent state, become a country, South Sudan. And that's how a new state formed. Okay? So that's all I want to say with you guys today about how to form a state, not a nation. And also about a situation when in one state we have more than one nation. So that you guys just understand that the nation is a part of the state which connects to the state. They are not really need to be as one as state, which means that they don't really take all part of the state. They have a part of the state, but sometimes there is other nation that take particular, take part in that state too. So there is two situations. The first one is one nation, one state, and the second one is one state but multiple nations. Okay? So that's all I want to say today. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys on my next video. And now it's time for us to say goodbye. And see ya, my viewers. Bye bye.